Thursday, May 2nd, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2019. Guys, we're going to start this video here at the website, MrMBB333.com. Don't forget to check it out. It's linked below every video in the description box. All the data you see here is updated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The daily report up here at the top, that's the newsroom. It's updated with new news stories every day, at least once a day, sometimes multiple times a day. The Sky Phenomena photo gallery is right here in the center, and that's where you can send or see the photos that you send in to this email address right here, reports@MrMBB333.com. I appreciate all you guys do. Keep the great photos coming. Now we're going to the GOES 16 satellite. We're looking at an enhanced version of the weather radar, and as you can see in the Midwest, they are still seeing rain. There's been storm after storm after storm these last few weeks, and not only that, the snow has been melting. It's practically all melted right now, and all of this area here is the Mississippi Basin, all of the tributaries that expand 32 states, over 1 million square miles. All of that water drains into the Mississippi River. That's what makes the Mississippi flow, and it all comes out down here in Louisiana at the Delta into the Gulf of Mexico. In case you were wondering, the Mississippi River starts up in a very tranquil location in northern Minnesota. Let me see if I can find it right here. Lake Itasca, right up here in north central Minnesota. That's actually where the Mississippi River officially starts. It says here, this tranquil glacial lake is a primary source of the Mississippi River and offers trails and parkland. And that's in South Clearwater, Minnesota. That's officially where the Mississippi River starts. Flows down all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. Well, all of this area here, 32 states, makes up the big basin where all of the water drains through rivers and creeks and streams and main arteries like the Missouri River, the Arkansas River, Tennessee River, Ohio rivers. They all drain into the Mississippi River. And right now the Mississippi River is taking on a lot of water as floodwaters are starting to overtake some communities like Davenport, Iowa. You can see a story here at the NewYorkTimes.com. Cars underwater, trucks underwater, buildings underwater. This is downtown Davenport. And this is a common scene up and down the Mississippi River. And unfortunately, it's only going to continue as we're looking at many, I think somewhere in the neighborhood of 614 gauges throughout the Mississippi River Basin that are in some stage of flooding, whether it be near flood stage, minor flood stage, moderate, or major. All through here, there's a total of 614 that are in flood stage. The purple is major flood stage, and in fact, some of those purple gauges are near Davenport, northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, all through eastern Iowa, parts of Missouri. And it's only going to continue, guys, so if you're along the Mississippi, just know that the mighty Miss is taking on a lot of water. All of these tributaries are flowing strong, and they all flow right into the Mississippi River. So look for that to continue. Floodwaters are rising all along the Mississippi. Tornadoes, there's been an outbreak basically of tornadoes. I guess you could call it an outbreak. There's been more than 12 in the last 2 days. You can go back to April 30th and you can see an outbreak between Texas and Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas. I think there was 21 reports of tornadoes. Go to yesterday, May 1st. Looks like there was at least a half a dozen or so. These were the ones that were reported. There were probably some that were not reported. I've got a picture of one that I want to share with you guys that was sent in by Troy and Richard from Texas. There's 2 today so far in north central Arkansas. Let's look at the stats on this. Trees reported to be blown down. So no major damage as of yet with these storms that I just showed you over here at the GOES 16. And that is consistent with this radar. You can see the weather above Arkansas. This canopy is very unstable over central Texas, east central Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And it's moving to the east northeast right now as I do this video, actually very slowly. So tornadoes are already starting today. Hail starting in north central Texas. Yesterday there was some 3-inch hail. You can see right there in north central Oklahoma. 3-inch hail. And once again, hail was covering multiple states. Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Alabama saw hail yesterday. Today so far, 2 hail reports from north central Texas, but look for those numbers to change. Once again, 614 river gauges at some level of flood stage, and that's only going to continue. Tropical cyclones. We've got a cyclone in the Bay of Bengal that's making its way towards India, and unfortunately, this cyclone is going to impact a very densely populated area, but it's also going to impact an area that is loaded with very old and in some cases ancient structures. This is the area here that's going to see the bulk of this cyclone as it's making landfall. Practically, it's just hours away from making landfall right now as I do this video. And this area is full of ancient temples that in some cases date back to the 10th century. And here's an example of some of these temples that are in the path. I'm talking the direct path of this cyclone. It's Cyclone Phenom. If I go to Google Earth, which is right here, you can see the cyclone. This is the path that it's headed actually due north right now. And in the path of this cyclone are several, I'm talking hundreds of these temples. There's one right here that I just showed you a picture of that's over 1,000 years old in this area. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but right now the way this storm's looking, it's a Category 4 storm. You see it's got a well-defined eye. In fact, I put together a video here of the last 12 hours of this storm. And you can see it's starting to get stronger and stronger right before it makes landfall. And it will make landfall according to all of the software data or software sets that I've looked at. It will make landfall, at least it's projected to make landfall as a Category 4 storm, dropping in some cases a foot of rain in a very short period of time. They could see wind gusts anywhere from 100 to 150 miles per hour, and that will start tonight. Actually, it's starting here in the next few hours, but it's already like 1 o'clock in the morning in this area, so it's never a good time for a hurricane, but especially when it's dark outside and there's high winds and flooding, the electricity goes out, it compounds the situation, making it even worse. But once again, I'm going to show you some of these temples that this storm is taking aim at. This is one of them here. Here's another one here. These structures date back over 1,000 years. Hopefully, they'll be able to withstand this storm as they've probably withstood the test of time before against some cyclones in the past. After all, they've stood for 1,000 years. So I would say more than likely they'll be fine. It just depends how much flooding this area receives and which areas see the most high winds. And sometimes these cyclones can spin up tornadoes. So we'll have to wait and see, but buckle up, guys. If you're in Northeast India, the weather's about to get rough, if it's not already getting rough right now as I do this video. I want to finish up by taking a look at Null School. You can see the storm preparing to make landfall here in the next few hours. That's basically what it's going to look like. It's a very large, it's actually a pretty good sized storm, very well organized, making landfall once again in a very densely populated area. You can see it here at the Himwari. That's the storm right there. That is a very big organized storm. That's a superstorm, guys. And I think it's a sign of things to come in the northern hemisphere, as I still think there's going to be an early hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin, quite possibly in the Caribbean. We'll have to wait and see. But here's another look at this storm at venturesky.com. Like I said, going right at 1,000-year-old structures in northeast India. Hang on, guys. Going to be a rough ride. Here's a photograph from Denton, Texas, sent in by Troy and Richard from yesterday. You can see a tornado touch down near Denton, but in the photograph they got to looking at this. You see that like strange line or something in the photograph? He was very perplexed as to what that was, and I don't know either. It's not like a light pole or anything like that. He didn't know what it was, so I'm just sharing with you the way it was shared with me. They took a picture of a twister, and for some reason on the left side of the picture there's some sort of a weird artifact that showed up in the photograph. Here's an awesome picture sent in by Sam from Sydney, Australia, of an awesome sunrise or sunset. But again, a Cat 4 cyclone is headed towards 1,000-year-old structures in northeast India. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.